Today, we're diving deep into something that's been floating around relationships forever. That tired saying, happy wife, happy life. Sounds cute, doesn't it? You probably heard it your whole life. But let me tell you something. This phrase is the breeding ground for abuse, people pleasing, and yeah, probably the reason that you're attracting addicts into your world. We're going to unpack this stuff. No sugarcoating. If you're in a toxic relationship, especially with an addict, this is for you. Buckle up. We've got about 15 minutes to break it down and arm you with the truth so you can be ruthless to win. First of all, let's talk about what happy wife, happy life really means. On the surface, it's something that's just aimed at guys, right? Keep your woman happy and everything else falls into place. But flip that script and what do you get? It squarely puts pressure on the woman to be the emotional thermostat for the whole damn house. It's like saying, hey, lady, it's your job to manage everybody's mood, especially your partner, because if you're not sunshine and blue skies 24/7, think about it. How many of you, especially you women, were taught to be the peacemakers, the one who smooth everything over, to bite your tongues, to make everybody else's comfort a priority other than your own? That's people pleasing 101. Happy life, happy wife reinforces it like it's the gospel. It tells you that your value in the relationship is how well you keep the peace and how much you sacrifice your own happiness to prop up somebody else's. And here's the kicker. When you're wired that way, you start believing that it's your responsibility to fix everything. Your partner have a bad day, it's your fault for not cheering them up. Family drama, you better jump in and mediate everything. It sets you up to be the emotional dumping ground for lazy and entitled people. Now let's talk about how this ties into attracting addicts. Addicts, doesn't matter, booze, drugs, sex, gambling, whatever, they thrive in environments where someone else is doing the heavy lifting. They're masters at chaos, right? Their lives are a roller coaster of highs, crashes, excuses, and manipulations. And guess who shows up to clean up that mess? The people pleaser, the one who has been conditioned to think, if I just make them happy, everything will be okay. You're out here managing their emotions, covering up their screw ups, and convincing yourself that your love can fix them. But that's not love. That's codependency. And that's exactly why addicts flock to you like moths to a flame. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine you're the happy wife type. You believe that your role is to keep the vibe positive no matter what. So you meet someone who's charming at first, and addicts often are. They've got that charisma and they've hooked you. But then the red flags start. The late nights, the mood swings, the broken promises. Instead of calling it out and leaving them, what do? You people please. You make excuses. He's just stressed. If I support him more, he'll change. You manage his emotions while downplaying your own, forgiving too quickly and bending over backwards to keep the peace. That's the happy life illusion that's kicking in. You're responsible for his happiness, so you enable the addiction to avoid conflict. And why does this happen? Because people pleasing is like a magnet for dysfunction. Addicts need enablers. They need someone who won't hold them accountable, because confronting them would disrupt the whole happy facade. You're attracting them because your boundaries are porous, shaped by the cultural BS that says your worth is in making others feel good. It's a vicious cycle. The more you please, the more you attract people who take advantage, and the deeper you sink into your own resentment and burnout. I've seen it happen in my own circle, friends who keep saying, if I just love them harder, they'll quit the bottle. No, that's not how it works. You're not their savior. You're their crutch, and it's keeping both of you stuck. Let's break it down even further. People pleasing often comes from much deeper shit, like childhood, where you learn that love is conditional on being good or not rocking the boat. Mix in the societal crap like happy wife, happy life, and boom, you're primed to attract partners who mirror that imbalance. Addicts are pros at emotional manipulation. They'll gaslight you into thinking that Their problems are yours to solve. If you love me, you'll understand why I need this. Does that sound familiar? And because you're the pleaser, you buy it. You stay, you fix, you suffer, all in the name of that happy life. But here's the ruthless truth. This isn't bad luck. It's a pattern that you can break. First, recognize the lie in the saying. Happiness isn't just one person's job. It goes both ways. The real partner shares the load and doesn't dump it on you. Secondly, kill the people pleasing. Start small. Say no without explaining. Set boundaries like, I'm not covering for your hangover anymore. It feels uncomfortable at first because you've been trained otherwise, but that's how you repel addicts and start attracting equals. Think about it this way. Addicts are drawn to chaos enablers, and people pleasers, they're the ultimate enablers. By always putting their happiness before yours, you're saying, hey, I'll clean up your mess. And no wonder they show up. But when you flip into ruthless mode, focusing on your own wins, demanding reciprocity, you become unattractive to them. They can't feed off your energy anymore because you're not giving it away for free. Let me share a quick story with you that might hit home. I once knew a woman, Sarah, who lived by this very motto. She married young, always the happy wife, managing her husband's mood like it was a full-time job. Turns out he was a functioning alcoholic. She'd make excuses, plan around his benches, all to keep the happy life. But deep down, she was miserable, attracting the same type in friendships too. Needy, draining people. It wasn't until she hit rock bottom, got divorced, and did the inner work that she saw her inner connection. People pleasing, that was her addiction. But now she is ruthless about her peace, and everyone in her circle, they're all winners, none of them deadbeats. So if you're listening and nodding along, ask yourself, am I the emotional manager in my relationships? Am I attracting addicts because I am too busy pleasing to see the red flags? It's time to get ruthless. Ditch the saying, own your happiness, and watch the toxic folks in your life go bye-bye. You're not there to fix anyone but you. All right, that's our raw dive for the day on Ruthless to Win. If this hit, drop a like, subscribe, and share your stories in the comments. Let's build a community of winners. Remember that life is too short for people-pleasing BS. Stay ruthless, stay winning. Catch you next time. Peace out.